Welcome, curious minds, to another deep dive. Today we're stepping into, well, more than just a story. It's a legend, a narrative just so deeply etched into the soul of a nation. Its hero's name, Rostam, resonates with bravery, loyalty, incredible strength. We're talking about the hero of Iran, really, woven into the identity. Our journey today comes from a specific source. Otunsho Satimp3. That's the 96th session of the Iran Shah Shahnameh-reading Association. And our mission, it's to unpack one of the most, well, pivotal, shocking, and deeply emotional moments in this amazing Persian epic. We're talking about the tragic, fated end of Rostam himself. We'll dig into Ferdowsi's genius, pull out some surprising nuggets, and try to understand why this ancient story still hits so hard today.
Okay, let's dive in. Rostam, he isn't just a hero of the Shahnameh, right?
Oh, absolutely not. He's the hero, full stop.
Think about his legacy. It's monumental. That moment, he chose Rosh, his horse.
The horse worth the whole of Iran, supposedly, because it would guard the borders. An amazing detail.
Exactly. And his 7 labors, rescuing kings like King of Kabul again and again.
Pulling Iran back from the brink, time after time.
But it wasn't all triumph. Those personal tragedies, like killing Sohrab, his own son, without knowing.
Crushing. And his role raising Siavash, too. It all builds this incredibly complex figure.
Huge parts of his story defining his mythos.
And this whole incredible life, full of these highs and lows, it all plays out under this long shadow. What's really fascinating here is that prophecy of Zartosh we've mentioned before.
Right, after Rostam killed Esfandiar.
Yeah, the Persian prince. Zartosh foretold this terrible fate for whoever spilled Esfandiar's royal blood. So this isn't just like a consequence of battle, it's destiny playing out.
Like a curse hanging over him.
Exactly. It suggests even the greatest hero, even Rostam, isn't immune to fate. It sets this really ominous tone, almost suffocating.
You feel it building.
You do. And you can almost sense Ferdowsi's own difficulty with it. The narrator in our source pointed out, Ferdowsi seemed, well, reluctant to even write this part. Rostam's death is remarkably brief compared to how much time he spends on other characters.
Really? That's interesting.
Yeah, Ferdowsi himself wrote, and I'm quoting here, "From the time the Creator created the world, no writer like Rostam has appeared." He really felt the weight, bringing down his own greatest creation.
Wow. That profound impact on Ferdowsi himself. It makes you think about how he even gathered these stories. He actually tells us a bit about his sources, doesn't he? It wasn't just the famous Abul Manzuri Shahnameh.
Right, which was that important earlier prose version.
He mentions a figure named Azad Sar.
A companion of Ahmad Sal. Apparently, Azad Sar compiled many of the stories specifically about Rostam.
It's like Ferdowsi's sharing his research notes, a peek behind the curtain.
It really is. And building on that, it's intriguing, right? How these different sources might shape the hero. If you connect the dots, it suggests maybe a wider pool of stories, oral traditions, other texts, potentially even drawing from, say, non-Zoroastrian sources. Those often focus more on kings, less on heroes like Rostam.
So a richer tapestry of influences than we might think.
Exactly. It deepens our understanding. And then there's Ferdowsi's dedication to Sultan Mahmud Ghaznavi. He uses this beautiful literary technique, Oray Hasan Talab.
Ah, tell us about that.
Well, he subtly describes his own situation, his old age, poverty, his struggles. It's an implicit plea for financial support, but he never asks directly. It's incredibly skillful.
So it's not just poetry, it's a glimpse into the artist's life.
Absolutely. The precarious position of even a master like Ferdowsi. These great works often come from real-world struggles. And he does it with such artistry, even using creative rhymes like hind for India with parand, meaning silk. Just showing off his skill, really.
While praising Mahmud's virtues, generosity, justice.
Right. It's complex.
It's incredible, that personal journey mixed with this grand epic. But let's get back to the story itself. Ferdowsi's struggle with Rostam's fate sets a heavy stage for the final act. Because before the end, the seeds of treachery were already sprouting, right in his own family.
Shaghad.
Shaghad, the son of Zal Rostam's father with his concubine, he's described as beautiful.
Exceptionally beautiful, yeah. But his birth comes with this terrible prophecy.
From astrologers in Kashmir and Kabul.
Saying he'll destroy Zal's lineage, bring chaos to Sistan, to Iran. Really dire stuff.
But Zal's reaction is fascinating, isn't it?
It really is. Despite this awful prediction, he names the child Shaghad and tries to stay positive. Adopts a neku goman, a good presumption.
Like refusing to let the prophecy win.
Yeah, believing they can overcome it. That destiny isn't set in stone. Brave, maybe naive.
But the story moves on. Shaggad's sent to the King of Kabul, marries his daughter.
Becomes Rostam's brother-in-law. Seems like a bond is forming.
But that prophecy, it just hangs there, despite Zal's optimism.
You see the groundwork for betrayal being laid, slowly, insidiously.
And now the stage is perfectly set. The villain starts spinning his web. It involves this tribute, right? Kabul had to pay Rostam every year.
A hefty one. A large cowhide filled with gold coins.
And the King of Kabul resented it deeply.
He hoped that new family tie, Shaghad marrying his daughter, would get him out of it.
But it didn't, and Shaghad felt dishonored by that.
Yeah, his pride was wounded. So he conspires with the king. His motivation seems so petty. Gained fame by bringing down the great Rostam, like a small man trying to trip a giant.
It really makes you think about envy, doesn't it? How corrosive it is, especially aimed at someone so revered.
Definitely. And their plan is just chillingly calculated. Shaghad suggests a public feast where the king will deliberately insult him, Shaghad.
Okay.
Then Shaghad flees to Zabul, to Rostam, and spins this yarn.
A complete fabrication.
Totally. That the king insulted Rostam's family, called them unclean, hitting Rostam where it hurts his lineage, his honor.
And the trap itself?
Shaghad advises Rostam to go hunting in a specific field near Kabul, where they've secretly dug loads of deep pits, filled them with spears, swords.
Hidden under straw. Brutal.
It is, and Ferdowsi's observation here just rings so true. Whoever does evil will be punished. The wheels are in motion.
So Rostam, this mighty hero, so insightful usually. He's about to walk right into it. He hears Shaghad's fake story and he's furious, understandably.
An insult to his family. That's a red line for Rostam.
He vows revenge, promises to depose the king, put Shaghad on the throne even.
And Shaghad, the manipulator.
He plays on Rostam's anger, but also maybe his pride, convinces him a huge army isn't needed.
Right. Says the king will surely regret it, come crawling back to apologize.
And Rostam agrees. Goes with just 10 horsemen, 10 footmen. A fatal error.
Born from that noble trust, maybe. Or perhaps something else. Because the welcome he gets is pure theater. The King of Kabul puts on this huge show of humility.
Dismounts, bares his head, his feet.
Weeping, apologizing profusely. It's completely over the top.
And Rostam, being noble, forgives him, even promotes him.
Which just shows Rostam's character, but also maybe his vulnerability here.
Then comes the fatal invitation, a grand hunt.
In that exact field. Knowing Rostam loves hunting, it's the final piece of the trap.
And Ferdowsi reflects on fate here, doesn't he? It's quite profound.
He does. It's somber. He says, when someone's time comes, their heart twists and their thoughts become crooked. It suggests even Rostam's wisdom, his vast experience, it's clouded by destiny, by his time being up.
Fate working against him.
Exactly. And those lines about death,
No.
so powerful. The world doesn't stay in hand like a fetch, it slips away. King, leopard, ant, and mosquito were all the same in the grasp of death.
Wow. A stark reminder. No one escapes.
No matter how great.
And here we are, the climax, the moment of just profound tragedy. The greatest hero meets his end, not in battle, but through treachery.
As they get near the hunting ground, Raksh knows.
His horse smells the disturbed earth.
Becomes fearful, refuses to go on, circling, pawing the ground, trying to warn him. An amazing moment of animal intuition.
But Rostam, blinded by his time, his fate.
He gets angry, which is so unlike his bond with Raksh usually.
He whips the horse, forces him forward.
And the plunge. It's harrowing to read. Raksh's legs go into one pit.
Rostam falls into another, impaled. Both of them.
The pain must have been immense. Rostam pulls himself out.
And he sees Shaghad, standing there.
And in that instant, he knows. He understands the betrayal completely.
And Shaghad just mocks him.
Utterly cruel. Your time has come, basically. No remorse.
The king arrives then, pretending shock.
Oh yeah, full performance. Feigning ignorance, offering doctors.
But Rostam knows he's in on it. Says something like, even an injured lion is feared by weak men like him.
And then Rostam's final request. Chilling.
He asks Shaghad for his bow and 2 arrows.
Claims he needs to fend off wild animals, but calls the bow his translator.
His translator meaning.
It will convey his final message, his wrath, his vengeance.
Wow. And Shaghad.
Driven by pure malice, he brings the bow. He even tests it, makes sure it works, laughs while doing it.
Unbelievable cruelty.
Places it near Rostam, then hides behind a thick, hollow tree, cowardly to the last.
But Rostam, with his last strength,
Draws the bow, shoots an arrow.
and pins Shaghad and the tree together, kills him.
His final words are thanking God for allowing him that vengeance before death.
A final act of justice, in a way. Bittersweet.
Definitely. But it seals the tragedy. Rostam dies. His brother Zawara, who was with him, dies in another pit. All their companions, too.
The end of an era. The end of Rostam's story in the Shahnameh. What a journey this deep dive has been. From Rostam's epic life, his deeds, his sorrows, to this shocking, tragic end. Orchestrated by family betrayal, not a glorious enemy.
Ultimate heroism undone by ultimate betrayal. It really sticks with you. And it raises that important question, doesn't it, for us today? What happens to a nation's psyche, its collective consciousness, when its greatest hero falls like that, through internal treachery?
Yeah, not in honorable combat.
Exactly. This ancient story, loyalty, betrayal, it still echoes so strongly. These are enduring human struggles.
And the Shahnameh itself, it's more than just old stories, isn't it?
Oh, much more. It acts like a shared belief, a common anchor for Iranians. Someone called it a phoenix, helping the nation rise from ashes.
And that unity it fosters.
Yeah.
It's not about excluding other beliefs, is it?
Not at all. It's about a foundational national identity that can coexist with or even underpin other beliefs.
And we're seeing this powerful resurgence now. You mentioned some reasons.
Yeah, it's fascinating. 3 key things seem to be driving it. First, kids. There's massive engagement, like 180 entries for one recent Kids Shahnameh festival. They're just naturally thirsty for these stories.
That's amazing.
Second, women. Over 90% of current Shahnameh teachers are women. And they're noted for their commitment. They see things through.
A powerful force driving the preservation.
Absolutely. And third, well, the book itself. The Shahnameh is described as colossal, unparalleled. It just has this inherent power that draws people in.
A living testament to how shared stories unite people.
It connects so well to ideas like Yuval Noah Harari's and Sapiens,
Yeah.
that our ability as humans to create and believe in collective fictions, myths, stories, religions was key to large-scale cooperation, key to our survival.
So the Shahnameh, through tales like Rostam's,
It crafts a shared moral compass, shows heroism, justice, but also the devastating cost of envy, deceit. It's not just a story, it's a cultural foundation.
absolutely. So as we wrap up this deep dive, here's something to think about. How do these stories of betrayal, especially involving someone so revered like Rostam, actually work to reinforce a community's values rather than just shattering them? What does it teach us about how evil can creep into even the strongest bonds? And how do these tales ultimately strengthen our understanding of resilience? Resilience against human weakness.
Something to definitely ponder.
Indeed. Until our next deep dive.